Okay, welcome everyone to the Hitchhiking Ghost podcast. And today we have some stories for you. Some of them good, some of them not so good.
Right?
Some rumors to dispel,
Okay.
and some interesting factoids from around the Disney universe. So first off, we are going to have there's a slightly funny, not funny story going on about people who can't get on the Tron ride in Florida.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that.
Yeah, and it's maybe they're a little too hefty.
Yeah, maybe
So-
not one size fits all kind of ride compared to some of the other ones.
Not in America, that's for sure. Also, rumors of a new Avatar experience in Disneyland.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And then also there is a big problem at Disney Plus. And also
I could see that.
the rumors of a collaboration that Disney might be doing, which is ruffling a lot of feathers. But we're going to talk about that and hopefully dispel it as well.
All right.
But before we get started, I would invite you guys to check us out on our YouTube channel. This is the Hitchhiking Ghost podcast. We do 2 live streams a week. We also do a lot of reels, stuff like that. If you haven't subscribed, I invite you guys to check us out there. I would also invite you guys to check us out on our website. This is the Hitchhiking Ghost podcast, the hitchhikingghost.com. And it's our YouTube channel's link there. We also have our coffee shop. We are partners with Expedition Roasters, which is a huge deal for us because we love coffee. We love their coffee. And they were nice enough to say, yeah, we'd love to take you on board. So we have our own shop. You can shop all of the stuff that we have reviewed. We have our favorite ones right here on the homepage, which Julie here did a great job of setting up.
Thank you.
And all the other coffees, too, that we offer.
Perfect. Yeah, so they're all on here, and all of our links are going to go right over to expeditionroasters.com. And yeah, we're affiliated with them, which is really awesome. So
Yep. And then you can click the link, the little coffee cup up here. And if you're interested, you like the content, you can buy us a coffee. And we will actually spend the money on coffee.
yes. Yes, we will.
Which we do have some
Exactly.
here.
We have some of the, it is Expedition Roasters, the praline one this morning.
Tremendously good. And
So
then you can, if you also, again, you can support us on Patreon, support your local Disney nerds, which is us. And yeah, but without further ado, let's get to the first story. So this is a story that's been going around. This first off, I'm not gonna be mean. There's no reason, I have no right anyway.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But this guy is called Paging Mr. Morrow.
A lot of
on
people, yep.
YouTube.
Yeah.
He actually has a really good channel. He seems like a pretty nice guy.
He's super nice. A lot of people like him. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely a topic of conversation I've been seeing in a lot of the Facebook groups.
Yeah, and the topic of conversation, if you're curious, is that the Tron light cycle in Disney World, the seats are too small for some of our larger guests. So this guy's super jacked up about it.
I would be, especially, a lot of people are excited about the ride. And a little, if you guys are wondering how the Tron rides, the seats are, they're kind of like a motorcycle. So, or even like the Avatar ride where you sit on it as a motorcycle, and that's kind of how he's showing you right now.
So yeah, he's gonna. There's actually this has become such a problem, or maybe it's that technical. Oh come on, they knew it. Also, if you're interested, the new Harry Potter game's coming out, which looks amazing.
Awesome. We're going to find that in our shopping cart.
So they actually have test cycles, the test things that you can actually attempt
I think it's smart.
to get in. And this poor guy.
I know. I would be. That's like trying on clothes in the middle of like a fitting room. Just I like, is there like a curtain or something that we can go ahead and like hide?
Oh, and God bless this lady. She's trying to help him. I would just stuff him in there. I would just go around to the back and be like, "Hey, man, just hold on to the handles," and I would just ram that thing.
Hold your
into,
breath.
Yeah, you'll be
Squeeze
fine.
it all in. But it's, it's so much stuff that Disney does to create rides and experiences and everything else like that. You would think there would be a bit more, I don't know, thought into how the seats are going to be for people.
Well, I think maybe some more thought needs to go into
Yep, that too.
to maybe fitting into the ride.
Yeah.
All right. So this is attempt number 2 at getting on the Tron cycle. Okay. So Oh, it has little bars that clip your legs in. So now he's going in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And he's going to give it a shot. And he finds out he's too big for this thing.
Yeah, he just...
So while everybody's waiting... Oh, well, they do have a seated one. Why doesn't he
So
just do that?
they
So
have-
that's what he does. He does the seated one.
So, yes, so this is the other option. So if people cannot sit on the isolated seats like these are, they have a bench seat that they can sit on. The only problem is that there's a separate line for those versus the other seats. You're going to be cracking up the whole time. I can feel it. So your wait time might be a little bit longer having to go in the bench seats versus the regular chairs.
Okay, so there is a happy ending to this story. So
There is.
So
It's
he
not-
starts to understand, okay, maybe there's a way around this.
Yep.
And he gives this, he doesn't quit. I mean, that's
No.
the real moral of this
God
story.
bless him.
So now here's what I will say. I'll stop teasing him because my knee will never will never support that.
No. No.
Neither of my knees will ever tolerate that.
I mean, and honestly, like, he has a huge calf. Like, his calf muscle is huge.
It's beefy.
It's a beefy calf muscle. Like, and then to be able to kneel on that, forget it. I mean, that just...
Yeah.
I'm not sure what...
Oh my
what
gosh.
is Disney doing here? Because, I mean, just... Again, the ride concept is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and take over here. The ride concept is awesome. I love this idea. But it's like, I mean... if you guys are watching this on the YouTube, you can see that this bar is supposed to actually go behind the knee, and we'll play it through the end. But it locks you in from behind your knee. You are dying.
You got it.
Yeah. It
All
works.
right. You got
So, yep. I mean, just ignore all the white
Okay,
marks.
so you got it.
Yep.
So, yeah, it locks you in behind the knee. It locks you in behind the back.
Yep.
So,
But honestly,
he's
that's
got to like jam his foot in there.
I mean, and that's...
You
I'm
just
not
got
sure how
to
tall he is.
smash it in. It's like,
but then how tall are you going to be to actually fit in the ride? I mean, what if the guys are like over 6'2"? Can they fit in a ride like that if they have long legs?
so that's how it's done.
Yeah.
First off, you got to commit. You got to want it. You got to want it. And then he goes in the Tron Light Cycle. And this is the other thing I'll say, too, is that I don't know how many hefties I want there to be stuffing themselves into this Tron ride. Because it's like you got to balance it all out. Because look how fast this thing takes off. If you got too many on the outside, I mean, it's just going to right on the side.
So the other thing about this ride is that it's only 40 seconds long. It's not that long. So a lot of people are saying, they're like it's a 40-second ride, and they're on this ride, and then it's over with. So that's
Pretty fast roller coaster.
40.
So, yeah, I mean, so there it is. The guy got it done.
He got it done, and Paging Miss Tomorrow, he has a great channel, has a lot of great content, and I love the fact that he actually did this and put this information out there, because I'm going to tell you right now, if that was me and I couldn't fit in there, I would not be posting that anywhere. If people ask me, be like, oh, the ride was so...
Oh, the ride was down.
The ride was down.
Broke. What a piece of junk.
It was broken. It wasn't me. It was the ride. So, I mean, honestly, for him to go out there and be like, I didn't, like, to put a title on there, like, I didn't fit, I would just be like, nope, that never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a rumor. That was somebody else.
Well, this day and age, it's like, it's a pretty good how-to video.
No, it's a great how-to
people
video.
are going to want to go there and be like, how do we do it? I mean, because...
Don't go get snacks before the ride.
Definitely not. I will say I was surprised. Never mind. So the guy fit.
He fit.
And that's the way to do it. If you're looking for a how-to, it's that's his video. We'll link it on here so you guys can see that too. So our next story that we have for you guys is another rumor.
Yes.
Well, our first rumor.
Yeah.
Is that there's an Avatar experience coming to Disneyland.
I'm so excited for this.
So this went hot around the internet. Everybody went crazy, especially on Facebook, because they said, oh, Avatar is coming to Disneyland.
Right.
But if you read and if you listen to what he said, actually, it said that it's not a ride, it's an experience. So this is according to WDW Magic. Disney CEO Bob Iger today revealed that an Avatar experience is coming to Disneyland Resort in California. Says he was speaking at the quarterly earnings result call and did not elaborate on the comment. And Iger's use of the word experience and not attraction should temper expectations. Early speculation suggests that the new experience may go into the former Star Wars launch bay.
That would be fantastic.
The former Star Wars launch
That's
bay.
the ride
Where's
that we love. Over the ride where we all sit in. So it's over by the it's the attraction. It's the oh my gosh.
Not the
It's the ride that we always go on, that we run to the front where you sit
no,
in the
it's,
seats.
yeah, not the Star Tours.
Yeah, it's going to be Star Tours.
So they're going to replace Star Tours with Avatar?
So I'm thinking that they might be doing it for a little bit.
Oh, maybe they'll change up the
They'll change up the screen and change up the programming. So that's what I was thinking it was, because if it makes sense, like, you know, you're sitting in one of those, like, they're like spaceships or whatever.
it'll be Pandora tours.
It'll be like Pandora tours.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
All right.
Okay.
They'll just paint all the little robots blue on your way in.
Maybe.
Close enough.
Close enough. Like 3D glasses, just like CGI, everything else up there.
So he says Iger's use of the word experience and attraction. Yeah, early speculation into the former Star Wars launch bay. I think that's somewhere else, the Star Wars launch bay.
It's over there.
No.
Do you want to Google it?
Yeah, I do. Star Wars launch bay.
I'm almost positive
You
it's
could be
there.
right.
Okay, that's almost a you could be right, you guys. But I mean, for something like this, I think it would be fantastic, and a lot of people are excited about the whole idea of it. Where is it? The launch bay.
No, that is
Oh, is that over
by Space Mountain, right?
Is that that's where Marvel used to be? That would be.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wrong.
No, because Star Tours is its own thing. And that would be really hard to change. I mean, they could change the ride, but like changing the whole queue on the way in, that would be a thing. But yeah, this is over by Space Mountain. It was kind of its own little separate thing. Like now, we go into Space Mountain, it's kind of just like all that empty space down there where you go to the restroom. That's what that is.
Okay.
So now we know.
All right.
But that would be really cool. And there's plenty of space down there for it, and it would draw a lot of people in, which would be cool.
Yeah.
So why is Star Wars launch bay closed? Well, we'll get into that later.
Yeah. One thing at a time.
Yeah. So apparently there's an Avatar experience coming. It says Avatar creator James Cameron revealed in 2022 he had spoken to Bob Iger about ideas to update the existing Avatar attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom and Walt Disney World. News of an Avatar experience coming to Disneyland is therefore not surprising. Avatar: The Way of Water recently crossed the $2 billion mark in worldwide revenue, one of only 6 movies to reach that mark. So that is impressive. And it's going to be important for old Robert Iger to start opening new attractions in Disneyland.
Yeah.
And all over the place, because as we move on to our next story, Disney Plus is firing like 7,000 people because they've lost 2.4 million subscribers.
Yeah. So, and really, I'm not sure. I was just reading this today. They're not front of the line cast members. So these aren't people that are working at the Disney parks or anything else like that. It is other employees. So I saw that, and then I saw the article, and I was like, oh, that's really good to know.
Yeah, so according to TechCrunch.com, it says Disney Plus reports its first subscriber loss of 2.4 million subscribers, plans to lay off 7,000 employees.
Wow.
So I'm curious as to what employees they're laying off. Are these like the moderators or something?
So I think it's, I believe it's not actual cast members, but I think it's more of behind the scenes people that work over at Disney Plus, because when I was reading it was saying, it was again, in so the groups that I've been in, they're talking about like, hey, it's not, we're not doing it for front of the line cast members. So maybe people that work at corporate offices or office buildings.
Right. It's not cast members. It's saying that they are laying out 7,000 employees at the actual streaming service.
Okay.
But actually, let's read it here real quick.
All right,
So Disney's first quarter with CEO Bob Iger back in command isn't looking so good. Disney announced its quarter 1 2023 earnings today, reporting a total of 161.8 million Disney Plus global subscribers, a decrease of 2.4 million subs. This is the streamer's first subscriber loss since launching in 2019. The drop in Disney Plus subscribers was mainly driven by a decrease in Disney Plus Hotstar subscribers, the international streaming service. It says on the semi-positive side, Disney Plus gained 200,000 domestic subscribers in U.S. and Canada. It says the result puts Disney Plus's 2024 target in question, yada, yada, yada. They're trying to gain more subscribers, so on and so forth. So it says there is an $11 per month with an $8 ad-supported tier. So let's do the math on this. So they have 162 million subscribers, and let's just say they get $8 per subscriber. That's more than most countries make.
Oh gosh, yeah, 100%. And they were actually even talking about rumor that Hulu might actually be leaving Disney Plus, which will be, again, huge. So, I'm really interested to see how what this is going to, what it's actually going to look like, because I know we have Disney Plus and Hulu, and I'm like, they're all bundled together. So,
yeah. Well, and it says
enough
here
about Bob Iger. I want to worry what's going to happen with our streaming channels.
Yeah. So it says, as part of Disney's effort to make its streaming service profitable, Iger revealed during today's earnings call that the company is planning a significant restructuring, including job cuts. So you might be right. This might not be front-end people. It might just be people all over the company.
Yep.
Layoffs will affect 7,000 employees. So what this tells me is that whatever anybody thinks about, the new world we might be going into, and, cuddles and happiness, and everybody gets to go to work and not really work and just kind of make TikTok videos and fight the power.
Right.
A lot of daddy's home stuff is happening. Elon Musk came and cut all the way to Twitter.
Yeah.
Bob Iger's back. He's supposed to be the face of Disney and everybody loved him, but I mean, he's giving people the axe. Like, sorry, you're dead weight. We only made $1.1 billion this year. We need to make 1.5.
Yeah.
And our bottom line is more important than your feelings. So,
well, I mean, honestly, like, I love the fact that Bob Iger is focused on, what he's doing is trying to create jobs. He's not trying to make people feel better. He's not trying to, you know what I mean? If they're losing money, he's not going to be able to afford to hire more people on there. So if he is going to trim the fat and get rid of things that aren't and I hate to say this, like, that aren't serving him, but honestly, it's like, this isn't good for anybody. And I know personally for myself, I'm very particular about, first off, I hate all of the like the restrictions on Disney Plus, like pin codes and everything else and warnings and even the content that's putting out there. I'm like, I just want to watch Cinderella. Like, I just want to do this. So, 7,000 people all across the board. This isn't front of the line cast members. So this is people that work in corporate offices, work in, doesn't affect anybody that works at like any of the theme parks.
Well,
it's all office buildings or offices.
1 to 100 to 200 of these 7,000 people are the front office people or the head office people who are having these teary-eyed, Zoom phone calls with their employees about how they have, they need to include more people of this group and that group and everyone, and they feel so hurt deep down inside that they haven't noticed this, and it's like, stop it.
No,
Like, do you think you're going to save the world one Disney series at a time? Like, get over yourself.
Well, I mean, honestly,
how self-important are you?
Well, and I agree with that 100% because, I mean, whenever they're putting out, they put out Strange World and that movie bombed.
Yeah, and then they blamed everybody else for not watching it.
Right. So, but then they did this movie, Strange World, and they did this hidden character, this underlying thing. And it was a whole thing to where I'm like, what? As a mom, I'm like, what are you trying to do? Like, when your kids are like going upstairs and like sneaking a cookie, or just like, what is happening here? This is kind of what they're doing. So I'm all for it. I think, especially if you're going to take those 7,000 people that aren't really helping out the entire message. You work for a mouse. Like, that wears pants.
I think
let's have fun.
They should cut the 7,000 jobs from people who aren't really doing anything or contributing, especially, like I said, anybody whose like job is to moderate and contribute to all this woke nonsense that's been driving this company into the ground for the last 5 years.
Right.
Cut them and then give their pay to the cast members. So, because they deserve it. And the guy that if you spill like 2 things of popcorn, kernels of popcorn on the ground at Disneyland, he like runs up behind you and sweeps it up right away. Pay that guy. Pay the people who work behind the counters.
Yeah.
Pay those poor people that have to stand the ticket booths.
Yeah.
Pay the people who actually have to create content that people want to watch. It's a lot of hard work.
No, it's a lot of hard work. And I have to really give it to Bob Iger. Everything I've been seeing about him taking the reins, it's really been positive, which is pretty exciting to see. So
Yeah.
I hope this is going to continue to do all the things that you know, we're like, hey, let's keep it going.
I'm tired of the wokeness. I can't stand it.
I just want to go to a park and have fun with the kids and not have to worry about some sort of agenda, because like I just want to go on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the arrogance of the whole thing is like, hey, come watch our movie. You can be educated. It's like, what is this, China?
I know. Don't say that too loud. We're gonna have a balloon over the house.
Yeah. They're like, well, kinda. It is China, but it's like, and be re-educated. It's like, I'm not paying for this. Like, what
exactly.
Okay. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah, we're all fired up, you guys.
I mean, it's like all this stuff is being crushed under its own weight. So it's like you don't really have to do much anymore. Just let it implode.
That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Like all of this is just, like you just said, imploding. It's like, all right, go for it.
And then you see the real motivations of all these hyper left, like liberal woke people in California. Like once the paychecks start to get smaller and smaller, all of a sudden they become hardcore right wing capitalists.
Oh
yeah, we're slashing jobs, we're cutting programs.
Well, I mean, and I know that I've been seeing
we're cutting benefits.
Exactly. Well, I mean, this is our message. Our message is the mission statement of the company versus this is how I feel about the situation. It's like, well, that's great, but this is what's paying the bills here.
Yeah, at least there's someone there who still has one foot in reality. So, and he's walking to that boardroom. And he's told people just like, hey, zip it.
Yeah, him and Josh D'Amaro, who is president with the Disney, and he does all the theme park stuff. And I mean, the two of them are just they're taking the parks left and right. So I'm really excited about
the
it.
Legion of Doom.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm for all of that.
All right, yeah, Legion of Doom, Bob Iger. Let's make it happen. So, have you heard about the time capsule at Disney?
I've heard of rumors, but you know what I mean? But no.
So, this is a time capsule at Disney. Rumor has it that it is the lost pieces of the 10 Commandments, and when you open it, your face will melt off.
That was a different movie.
Oh,
that was a different movie. I think we've seen it before.
So anybody who might not know, this is duchessofdisneyland.com, and apparently there is a time capsule at Disneyland and at California Adventure, and this was. So it says here, time capsule. It says, amazing how quickly Disneyland memorabilia changes over time. How could we have known back in the 50s and 60s souvenirs would be so highly coveted? It says, originally Disneyland didn't have any official place preserving mementos of the past, but in 1995, on the park's 40th anniversary, cast members buried a time capsule called the Time Castle so that future visitors could take a peek into the past. So it's actually a time castle shaped like a castle inside of a castle.
That's insane.
Right?
I need a minute for that one.
So a plaque reads, a time castle containing Disneyland memories, messages, and milestones lies beneath this spot. The Disneyland Time Castle is dedicated to the children of the 21st century who may unlock its contents on the 80th anniversary of Disneyland, July 17th, 2035.
Whoa.
So unfortunately, by 2035, we will be run by robots who will have us enslaved.
Quit saying those things. They're going to hear us. They're going to hear you.
Yeah, and anything that they find in that capsule will immediately be deemed racist and of the past and must be destroyed. They're like, this is of the yesterland. It must be destroyed.
Like, as you're doing all that, I'm trying to think of how old I'm going to be at 2035.
You want me to tell everybody? I can
No.
do math real quick.
No, you don't. I'm literally sitting here. I mean, it's 4 days after my birthday, so we're going to have to go.
Oh, yeah.
And then 30. Yeah. Oh. I'm going to be that old.
Yeah, you're going to be old. So anyway, the time capsule buried right in the center off of Main Street contains photos, newspapers, an Indiana Jones decoder card, and more memorabilia. I just got really excited. The capsule lies in wait for its reopening, slated for the park's 80th anniversary in 2035. It says, when California Adventure went through its extensive refurbishment and expansion in the late 2000s, the park followed suit and buried its own time capsule. The time capsule contains concept art for the park, maps, tickets, cast member name tags, and small mementos. And it says Disney captured park items from the time of its burial in 2012. The capsule will emerge in 2037, 25 years after it disappeared into Buena Vista Street's Plaza.
All right.
In the meantime, I can't help but wonder how we'll feel about these items in the future. Will they be rare collectibles, or will they be of the yestertime? Must be destroyed.
No. Okay, so what would you think would be in this time Time Capsule Castle.
If you're asking me what I would put in there,
What
it's
would
going
you
to be
put in there?
completely opposite of anything that anybody else will put in there because I'm always wrong on this stuff because I have one skewed view of Disneyland. That's that the stuff that I would put in there probably didn't exist back in 1995. That was a bad time for Disney too, like the 90s.
I love the 90s.
Well, the 90s were good, but not for Disneyland. I mean, remember like all those terrible movies they were putting out?
Like which ones?
Well, it was like a transition between like Aladdin, and then like after that there wasn't very like there was the like Lion King and stuff. There was a time in there that like it just wasn't very good.
So, and I agree with that. There's one movie. It's like Treasure Planet or Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Everybody, I've not seen that one. Everybody talks about how awesome that movie is. So, no, but the 90s were kind of a weird time with Disney. Like the 80s were good. 90s were kind of just a blur.
Because you got to think about like what would be there, what would be available during the 90s. I don't know. I would put a coffee mug.
Okay.
I would put. You have to put like some current type of like sweatshirt. You know what I mean? So people could see like what you were wearing back then and how basic it was. Because remember, everybody just had that one Disneyland sweatshirt that everybody had with a Mickey Mouse on it.
Yeah.
Like what was the thing back then? And then whatever was new at the time, like they said there's an Indiana Jones decoder card in there, and that would make sense because that's when Indiana Jones Ride came out.
Maybe there's like a VHS tape
that
of
would
like
be cool.
that'd be really cool of like the Lion King. I think there'd be like a VHS tape would be really cool because it'd be electronics. I think something like Goofy and Max, like Goofy.
That's what
Goofy
I mean.
Trip.
Like it was a terrible time.
That was a fantastic movie. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think there would be there. I think Pins would be in there.
I'd put one of those corn dogs in there from the cart and see if it still survived.
That is a horrible idea.
They say that like those French fries and stuff last forever.
No, they don't. They don't. They're magic.
So that is the Disneyland 40th anniversary time capsule. You guys mark
like
your
it.
calendars for July 17th, 2035.
Perfect.
Which is also, strangely enough, the next lunar and solar eclipse in the same day. So we'll have to be careful about when they actually open this thing and what's in it.
Well, I'm saying like we've seen enough movies where they open something up and all heck breaks out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
here we are.
So moving on to some very, very serious Disney rumors and some backlash that's going on. So
Okay.
have you heard the rumor that Disney is going to do a collaboration with Balenciaga?
Oh God, no.
You haven't heard this rumor.
I have not.
So for anybody who hasn't heard or didn't know why this is a big deal, Balenciaga is the French fashion brand with the super expensive, ugly shoes, and everything they do is just totally ugly.
I don't like their. No, I agree. It's not good.
No, it's lame. And everything is super expensive. And then they put all these like really odd pictures on Instagram and they got busted.
That was horrible.
Yeah, it's like little kids holding teddy bears and leather and all this kinds of stuff. And then like people were zooming in on the pictures because everybody's an internet sleuth now. So you can't put anything on the internet without somebody like zooming in on the picture and being like, this is what do these numbers mean? They just Google search and it's like, oh, this is a child predator law that somebody, it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, and honestly, and with that, because I went down the rabbit hole on that one, those papers were actually put up by the production people. So they were deliberately placed on there.
Oh, yeah.
It was deliberate.
Yeah.
So.
Well, nothing ends up in those photos that isn't exactly meant to be there. You know what I mean?
Especially a company like Balenciaga. Like they're just
they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a photo shoot to go on Instagram.
With an intention.
Right. And it's like, why is this teddy bear dressed like this? Why are these papers here? Why is this like this? So
why is this child wearing this?
Right. So they had a huge backlash, thank God. And they're starting to lose a ton of money. So the rumor has been going around for a little bit now, that Disney, so in order for Balenciaga to save face, Disney is going to do a collaboration with them. Uh-huh. And understandably, people are extremely upset. And if you spend any time on the interwebs, you'll find stuff like this. So this is kind of one of the things that came out. See if I can get this right here. So this is a TikToker called Dobie Mom.
Okay.
Can I say too, just real quick before we get into this, Dobie Mom, does that mean that she's like a dog mom?
I hope so.
And
Or Dobby like the house elf? Like, is she?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe she thinks like she's a house elf, like from Harry Potter.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
All right, so.
In case you missed it, but this hasn't been leaked yet. Not surprisingly, Balenciaga is bleeding. They're firing and laying off people left and right, and they're wanting to rebrand. But it's who they're rebranding with. Balenciaga's 2023 campaign is going to be partnered with Disney. Hello? If you think they're not after our kids, you've lost your mind. I zoomed in. It's way too close. They're coming for our kids, and they're doing it in broad daylight.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you guys could brave that
Yeah.
was that's a lady that's on TikTok who basically does not leave the house, and she just reads the internet and then yells at her phone to get everybody wound up.
So I'm like literally readjusting myself to get fired up for this one.
And I don't understand too, ladies, maybe you can help me. Honey, maybe you can help me.
Sure.
But why do you have to talk to the phone like this? Like everybody's an idiot and oh my God. I don't get that part of it. And the other thing I don't get either is like, here, I like this first part.
To start with, in case you missed it, but this hasn't been leaked yet.
Okay. This hasn't been leaked yet.
Right.
She's in her suburban house, wherever she lives.
She got the inside.
Not at
She
work.
got the inside scoop.
She got the
She's got the inside. She's got the.
That's what I just I was thinking. Yeah, like
There you go.
this has not been leaked yet. You guys, this is hot off the press. You don't even know.
Hold on, you guys. I just got an Instacart message. That's you somewhere.
Oh, it's one of
It's-
my business phone.
Yeah.
So
She's literally like, that's basically Instacart is calling her right now.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, here's your order from Costco because you don't want to go on a Friday or whatever it is.
Yeah, so apparently she's got the inside line on
her.
on Balenciaga and Disney's collaboration
With her jacket off?
efforts.
Yeah.
It hasn't been leaked yet, and they are coming after our kids.
So who's we? Like, who's coming after the kids?
They.
Like, who's they?
Them.
Them?
They
They.
are coming for your kids.
Who's they?
You,
Who are them?
if I even have to explain this to you, how are you supposed to know?
But the thing is that you're not doing this to me right
so
now.
why don't you let me talk to you like this?
Ooh, yeah, don't
like
do
you're
that.
an idiot.
Oh, ooh, not you, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's so obnoxious. So anyways, this is according to Color Magazine, Color with a K, colormagazine.com.
Okay.
And this article where this was posted at, it says Balenciaga becomes a trending topic after rumored Disney collaboration. And it says here, Balenciaga, the French fashion house that was recently under fire for featuring children in an adult-themed holiday. Adult-themed. It's hardly adult-themed.
No, it was.
It was like, yeah.
It was
I mean,
not- it
Jeffrey
was-
Epstein was an adult. That's where we're going with this.
It was, yeah, it's that kind of, it's not like you and I adult. It's inappropriate adult.
Oh
themed.
my God. So the
Yeah.
conversation on Twitter pushed Balenciaga to be the top trending fashion and beauty topic, but do these rumors have any substance that there is going to be a collaboration between Disney and Balenciaga? It says here, no, comma. I love how they say this. I love how people talk now. No, Balenciaga and Disney are not collaborating. That's
oh
how
my
it reads in my mind.
But like, oh my God.
But there is some substance here. So it
Okay.
says, as of Monday, February 6, 2023, no established fashion media outlets like WWD, Vogue, or Business of Fashion are reporting a partnership between the two brands.
Thank God.
And neither Balenciaga or Disney are confirming a union on their social media platforms or websites. The rumors stem from a Variety article entitled Disney Plus unveils fashion biopic Balenciaga as first original Spanish series.
Okay.
Published in November 12th, 2021, over a year ago. The article announced Disney Plus's first original scripted Spanish series created by Lourdes Iglesias and a bunch of other Spanish people, releasing in 2023. It's a 6-episode series, so on and so forth. So all of these internet sleutheries and suburban house moms who don't leave and yell on their phones on TikTok have put together. This is, I mean, these maybe she should get a job.
Maybe she's the new CIA.
Like, I mean, really solving crimes and solving maybe mysteries, because she put together that there was a show called Balenciaga that was filmed back in 2021.
Yeah.
And a fashion house called Balenciaga that got into trouble for kid stuff. And Disney does kid stuff. And the two of them are coming together. I mean,
Yeah.
does it get
I mean, it's
brilliance?
well, and honestly, like this today is February 10th, you guys. This article came out of February 6th. So a few things is that what I can't stand is when people go ahead and they jump the gun. Oh my gosh, this is happening. Like, let's first and get some, when we go and we research content for you guys and stories, like we're researching, we want to make sure that we're coming up with the right information. So who knows why she decided to say that? Maybe to get more views on her TikTok or Instagram, whatever it is, to be shocking. But, you know, have a little bit of context with it and not just be like, this is what's going to happen. It's like, who said who? You know?
And I'll even admit, like, you know, I mean, especially me, I tend to lean probably more towards her level of thinking.
Sure.
Like her side of the aisle, but at the same time, it's like coming out and just saying that to people is completely wrong. Completely wrong.
No, it is. And so I'm not sure if you know this, but I actually follow her on Instagram, on one of the social medias. And there's a few things that I'll watch where I'm like, okay, this is good. And other ones like this where I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Well, and this is another thing. It's like, you know, she will collapse under the weight of her own idiocy if she keeps doing this.
Right.
Because she's going to get called out. It's going to be wrong. And people are going to be like, hey, what about this Balenciaga thing? You know, and it's like.
Well, and also how harmful is it to do something like that? You know what I mean? So.
Especially just for like maybe normal folks who just want to, you know, do their thing, take their kids to Disneyland and move on with their lives.
Right. But I do have to say, like, so not to totally go off subject, but there are some like, you know, underlying things that we've seen Disney do. You know what I mean? Especially towards kids. And there was the Santa Claus movie, the series, and they had like all the kids like showing, if they want to show up the name of Santa, and it actually spelled out Satan. And that was like one thing, and everybody was like, what is going on?
Or it could just be a funny joke.
Or it could be a funny joke. But here's the thing is like, it's now we don't know.
Well, the right is now going to, I mean, I shouldn't say the right, the conservative side is going to start turning into the pearl clutching, gasping, humorless left that it ate itself over the last 5 years if they're not careful.
No, I agree with that 100%.
That's a funny joke. They hold it up and says Satan.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be Santa. I get it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
a lot of people are like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But that was, Anyhow, sorry.
I am writing a letter and I'm going to go on TikTok. So anyway, this is the article. No, you're fine. That's a great point. This is on what'sondisneyplus.com. And lo and behold, wouldn't you know, cast revealed for Spanish drama Disney Plus called Balenciaga.
Okay, then.
This is back in July 12th of 2021. And it says Disney is currently developing a brand new Spanish period drama series for Disney Plus that is currently going by the working title of Balenciaga. 6-part drama series is about Cristobal Balenciaga, the son of a seamstress and a fisherman who uses his natural talent, constant work, and sharp nose for business to become the most prominent fashion designers of all time. So there you have it, folks.
So I would watch that.
I would rather watch that than that lady yell into her TikTok phone. So, Balenciaga.
All right, then.
It is not a collaboration between the devil Jeffrey Epstein and Bob Iger.
No.
It is simply a 6-part series that was slated for Disney Plus in all Spanish that tells the story of a lowly fisherman's son, seamstress and fisherman's son, who becomes a fashion designer.
Did it get released?
I don't know. Ever since, well, you know what to be the irony is that ever since Balenciaga got outed for being a bunch of weirdos, that film got scrapped and paid the price.
I guess so.
So there you have it.
All right, then.
To the best of our ability to do research, that is not a true rumor. So,
But well, then there you go.
Right. So now we have our top 5 for you guys. Gonna close it out with the top 5.
Let's do it.
And this is Julie. This is Julie's top 5. So Julie, why don't you run us through it?
All right, you guys.
Oops,
so it is coming up at the top 5. My favorite one, snacks. We talked earlier this week about going to Disney and finding the best ways to get there and everything that you need. And the one thing that you need to do when you're there is to get yourself some snacks. So I went ahead and I pulled my favorites of the top 5 Disneyland snacks and where to find them.
All right. So, number 5.
Churros.
Churros are number 5.
Churros are number 5.
So that means there's 4 things better than a churro.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Where do we find a churro?
So you're going to find churros. They're literally all over the park. They're going to be in front of the Haunted Mansion. They're going to be right in front of the Castle, Big Thunder Railroad. They're also over by Small World. They're everywhere. So when you go on the Disneyland app, you can actually find, what are you laughing at?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They are. Like, there's tons of links for them. And when you go on the Disneyland app, you can actually do quick service and you can find out where they are. So, yeah, I'm not sure where to put There we go.
There you go. Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion. So,
Visual cues. If you find yourself near a giant mountain, a castle, or a haunted house,
there you go.
and you get the whiff of churro in the air, you're
I mean,
close.
and if they're awesome. And the other thing too that we're going to do, I haven't told you this yet, but since we have that Disneyland recipe book, we're going to go ahead and recreate all of these for at home to see how they compare.
I love it.
So you're going to find churros. And the really great thing with these churros, you guys, is that they're not just sugar and cinnamon. They have peanut butter. They have strawberry filled. They have galactic. They have blueberry. They have all these different flavors that are coming out with dipping sauces. So it's now you can kind of try them. I know. I'm literally salivating.
And they wonder why people can't fit in the Tron ride.
Don't worry about that. That's why we're doing that last.
So number 5 is
Number
the
5
churro.
is churros.
All right. Coming in at number 4,
Pretzels.
pretzel.
I love
You know what? I will
pretzels.
say that is probably higher than the churro on my list.
Yeah. So I absolutely love the pretzels. They are so incredibly good. Also, they are they're egg friendly, so I can have them, which I'm really excited about because I have an egg allergy. All of these foods, definitely check to make sure the ingredients on them so that you don't get sick, and you know which food is going to be good for you. So pretzels are Mickey shaped. They get them with the cheese sauce. Get the cheese sauce.
And they're hot and they're soft and they're salty.
They're so good. So you can get these at a few different places. I went ahead and I listed them here. So Bayside Brews and Pacific Wharf Distribution Company, featuring Karl Strauss handcrafted beers. I'm not going to lie, but nothing goes better with a beer than a pretzel. So those are going to be over on Disney California Adventure side. Also, Pacific Wharf is going to be changed over to, they're changing it over to Big Hero 6. So
That'll be cool.
That's going to be really cool to see.
So, and then quick pro tip, if you have anybody in your party between the ages of 18 months and maybe 4 years,
Okay.
get them their own pretzel.
Oh,
because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to eat it. They're just going to lick all the salt off of it and then hand it
chew
back
on
to
it.
you.
Yeah. Or they'll just gnaw on it. Yeah.
And you don't want them doing that to your pretzel and then putting it in
No.
your mouth and wondering why it's so soggy and saltless and realizing that one of your kids has sucked all the salt off of it.
Hey, has that ever happened to you before?
Yeah. And then you have a $17 pretzel that is soggy and saltless.
Yeah. So you can find these again over at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It's going to be right in front of, there's the bridge. When you go over to Star Wars side, they're going to be right over there, over by Small World and over by Star Tours and at the refreshment corners. So these are absolutely one of my favorites to get.
So number 4 is the giant Mickey-shaped pretzel.
Mickey-shaped pretzels, you can't go wrong.
All right, number 3.
Number 3,
Beignets.
beignets.
So there's 2 better than a beignet.
Yeah.
All right.
So beignets. So the beignets have eggs in them, so I can't really have them all the time. But I know that you love them and the kids love them, and there's always a line. So you can buy these either in like a 3-pack and individually, and they're just fluffy and they're amazing. They're over at the Mint Julep Bar, and that's going to be over at between Adventureland and over by Adventureland.
It's at the future Tiana's restaurant.
Yeah,
it's at
Tiana's
the French
place.
Quarter restaurant.
Yes.
And it is, you pick these up at the window right by the entrance to the train.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
And so if you walk back there, it's by the entrance to the train, and it's by the seating area at the French restaurant.
Yep. So if you're facing the train, to your left is going to be the French Market, and then Mint Julep is going to be in the back where the restrooms are. And then to your right of it is going to be the Haunted Mansion. And then there's going to be the giant, gorgeous tree in the middle. And there's also a popcorn cart right in the middle there too. So it's a really great place to go ahead and get your snacks and get yourself a beignet. Again, they have them different flavors too. I love beignets, and I think that these are definitely on your must-have snack list.
Yeah, and a couple things that I would recommend for this is, for one, it's not like it used to be. You can't just walk up to the window anymore and get beignets. I mean, you can, but you're going to wait forever.
Right.
So you have to order now on your phone.
Right, so mobile order,
and then order 2 bags. Don't just get one and be like, well, I'm going to try them, and maybe we'll get 2, because then you won't have to go back.
Right.
And then I do remember when we ate these for dinner one night, because we ended up staying at the park and we didn't have anything, and it was the only thing that was open, and we ate 2 bags of beignets.
That was fantastic.
incredible.
That was good.
So number 3, beignets.
Number 3, beignets.
All right. Number 2,
The churro toffee.
I'll give you that.
Churro toffee.
I don't even like toffee, and that was amazing.
Okay, so these are absolutely fantastic. So you can find these over in Disneyland side, down Main Street over at Charlie Treats, and this is the absolute best. It is toffee in the middle, and then it's coated with churro topping. They're so good. They're so tasty. You can grab them. Next time when I go there, literally just buy yourself 2 and then have 2 to go, so that you're not like me and you wish that you had more.
Yeah, this is another one that I would order online, get ready to go, and then however many you think you want, double it.
Double it.
You won't regret it, and if you do, just let us know, and I'll tell you you're wrong.
I know. And I have the recipe for this one too, so even
We
better.
gotta do this one,
Yeah,
for sure.
This
And
one.
actually, just about everything in this glass case is incredible.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They're so good.
Yeah, all the apples are good too, but everything's so pricey.
It's not. There's no value in there.
Well, there's all value.
Well, yeah, you got to get them all.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So number 2 is the churro toffee, and if you guys haven't had it, like I'm not even a toffee fan. It was so good.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop eating it.
Yep.
All right. So number 2, churro toffee, and coming in at number 1,
Coming in at number 1, you're gonna agree.
popcorn.
Popcorn.
All right.
Popcorn. You guys, popcorn is such a classic treat, especially to have at Disneyland. Walking around, having popcorn, watching all the ducks play, the birds sing. It's literally, you feel like you're, I don't know, like Princess Aurora.
It's a classic Disney thing too.
It's such a classic thing. So they have these really awesome popcorn carts, and they're old school. The popcorn is, they actually get like a specific popcorn brand for it. It's not even Orville or anything else like that. So, and they do it a certain way, and it's just so good. They're so fresh. You can see them literally popping popcorn in front of you. And if you're lucky enough to be there during the holiday season, you can actually get yourself a souvenir popcorn bucket. So right now at Disney 100, they have the silver Mickey ears for the popcorn buckets, and platinum. I'm sorry, platinum. Oh, platinum. Hello. So they have these. You're going to find them everywhere. Do yourself a favor and go ahead and just get yourself 2. One for yourself, one for later. And depending on each cart, I know you say this every time, you can actually ask if for a refill, and it's not going to be the same price as it was when you bought it. But every cart is, every operator's allowed to say like, no, not today. But some will allow it and some won't. But got to get the popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn
100%.
is a must. It is really good. And then it's surprising to see how many people like popcorn when that's the only thing you have to eat while you're standing in line and you're starving. Everybody likes popcorn, and it's about the cheapest thing that you can get.
Yeah.
The souvenir buckets are expensive, but I think the box of it right there is like $5.
Yeah.
It's Pop Secret.
There's not
right there.
It's not Pop Secret anymore.
Oh, it's not.
It's not. Yeah, it is. But they changed it.
Oh, they changed it.
They changed it.
All
It's
right.
like a whole thing. People are actually looking online.
So it's a secret.
But it's not Pop Secret.
But it's not Pop Secret. But yeah, we
I see what you did there.
Yeah, so we came the last time we were there, you guys were standing in line for the Jack and Sally experience with the kids, and we had to take the middle one to the restroom, and on the way back, because I was like, we got food, we're not gonna do this and that, and then it was like the line for the popcorn, and I was like, we can't pass this up.
No, and especially when you're walking by it and you smell that popcorn.
yeah.
Like, I don't know what they do with it, but it's just, if you guys know the brand that they use for it, I think I can find it. I'm sure I can. Listen, I will find it and I will order it. But I mean, you can't go wrong with popcorn. It's an absolute classic, treat to have around Disneyland, California Adventure, and just to share it with,
And it's shareable.
or not shareable.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's kind of it's a total classic when it comes to Disneyland. So
That is your top 5.
number 1 is popcorn.
Yeah.
So number 5, let's see if we can remember this and get it right. Number 5 is coming in. Number 5 was
Coming in number 5, churros.
churros.
Yep.
Number 4 was
Number 4 is, oh my gosh.
was it the pretzel?
It was not pretzel. It was.
No, we're gonna go through this again.
All right, churros.
So number 5 was churros.
Number 5,
You find
churros.
these by Big Thunder Mountain, the Big Castle, and Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
4 was
Pretzels.
pretzels.
Pretzels. God, I love them. Can get them both on California Adventure side and Disneyland side.
Number 3.
Number 3 is beignets. Get them
Yeah.
over the French Market at the Mint Julep Bar. Number 2 is churro toffees at Tolly Treats down Main Street in California, or Disneyland side.
Yep.
Number 1 is popcorn.
Everywhere.
Get it. Do yourself a favor and just get yourself some popcorn because it's amazing.
And get yourself a souvenir bucket because you're going to kick yourself if you didn't.
I know, and they're so cute.
And you can reuse the souvenir bucket. So I will give you a quick tip that this will save you if you're driving to Disneyland, Disney World, wherever you are, and you have to stop and you have little kids, right?
That's right. We did that.
So, and you're stopping, let's say at McDonald's, everybody wants McDonald's, and nobody can really, keep all their food contained on their own.
Right.
Because they're little and they can't do it. So what you do is you take your souvenir popcorn bucket and you put the chicken nuggets and the fries in there like a trough, and then you hand it to your toddler or your kid, and they can just eat it out of there. And it works like a charm. That is probably the best effective use of a popcorn bucket I've ever seen.
Yes. Yeah. I love the fact that you just said trough.
like a feed bag.
Like a nom nom nom. But I mean, honestly, they're super cute. You can decorate them, and I'm all for it.
A lot of times they glow in the dark too, which is cool.
Yeah, they do.
So that's what we have for you guys. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you have any more updates or information on the collaboration between the evil forces currently at work in our country and Disneyland. Just kidding. Or anything else that you might think we got wrong, or anything you'd like us to maybe add or talk about. I invite you guys to check us out on our YouTube channel. This is the Hitchhiking Ghost podcast. I invite you guys to subscribe there. I'd invite you guys to check us out on our website. This is hitchhikingghost.com, where we have our coffee and a whole bunch of other stuff for you guys to check out. If you like the content, you can buy us a coffee on buyusacoffee.com. There's a link to it on the website. You can also support your local Disney nerds, which is us. But we will see you next time. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Enjoy for sure.
And
the commercials.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but there's going to be a Breaking Bad commercial on there. If you guys haven't seen it, look it up. I'd put it on here, but we're going to get a copyright strike. We already got one.
Yeah, we can't have those anymore.
No.
So there's a show about possibly, we're not calling it Breaking Bad. It's loosely not good.
It's awesome.
It's fantastic.
All right, guys, we will